Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie, and this week's video I wanted to chat a little bit about surviving and thriving. And as a special needs family and a homeschool family who also deals with special needs alongside typical children and just life in general, this channel is called Homeschool Autism Life because all three of those things has a huge it has a huge or what am I trying to say? All of those things can affect how we successfully thrive or just survive. And this whole topic came up because in our local area, we have a meeting where we are meeting several different people who have special needs, families, and we're just moms chatting about it and going, how can we deal with these next stages in life and just share like friendship. And oftentimes in a special needs situation, it can feel like you're very alone. Every situation can be vastly different, and your friends who have typical families and there's not a lot of special needs issues can often not understand what it's like to go through issues of like smearing poo all over, even at 15 years old, or they don't understand just what it means as a parent to go through some of those stages and just how exhausting and tiring it can be. So one of the things that this one new mama had said was they had gone through a pretty traumatic experience in the hospital, dealing with things that their daughter was dealing with, and then she got diagnosed quite later. I think she's about 13, and she was just diagnosed with autism now. And so she was just, this mama was exhausted and tired and didn't have anything left. And yet she kept saying, now I need to go and research all the things and I need to figure all this stuff out. And one of the first things that I did was I went and gave her a big hug and told her to give herself grace for the time that she needs to just survive. And in our experience, there's been so many times it might be a long survival time where you need a couple of weeks just to get back on your feet, or sometimes it might just be a couple of days. But I have learned over the course of experience that taking that time to just have the children survived. I fed the children. They're in bed. They're still breathing. I did not kill them. Check. I did great. I did awesome. And to celebrate that, not as in a, like, this is going to be my life for the rest of my life, but to recognize the season that you're in, and it is okay just to survive, and give yourself grace for the fact that your body, your brain, your spirit, all of the things that make up you might need that in order to just deal. And I've come to the conclusion, because I told her, I'm like, allow yourself to recuperate. Allow yourself to heal from what has happened. Let a little bit of time pass before you jump in, feet first, trying to figure out all of the things. And we will be here along the way to help you come up with, what are my next steps? What do I need to know? Because the funny thing is, in this journey, no one answer fits all children, and I've come to see that over and over and over again, that it is so worth it for us to embrace the times when we need to rest. And it's important to do that because otherwise we burn out over and over and over and over again, and it's just not helpful, and it's just not helpful. So the thrive part happens after. And it is a process, and it can be slow and steady wins the race. You have to be the tortoise, not the hare. Oftentimes we want to get to the end. We want to get to the finish line. And oftentimes it is a process, and it has to be taken one step at a time, because your knowledge isn't going to be there unless you take those steps, unless you walk those individual steps. And then you're like, okay, now I feel like I'm in a place where I can thrive and our family can thrive, and the situations are going to be different, or something else will come up, but I have this basis, this foundation in which to know how to handle it in a more efficient way, right? So it's a big thing that I hearing this mama and all the pressure that she was putting on herself, not because she is doing anything wrong, but because we love our kids and we want our kids to thrive. We don't just want them to survive, but it also requires you as mama and papa to be able to deal with whatever's coming ahead. Now, if you are a believer, this has been especially true for me and my spouse, is that there's Jesus has often said, blessed are those, or Jesus did say, blessed are those who are tired and exhausted and burdened and heavy laden, and I will give them rest. And that is his hope for us. That is his desire to give us, but we do need to reach out and take that. And so a lot of the stresses and the worries that we carry, the things that we go, okay, I need to figure out all the things for all of the future so that I'm prepared and he's okay and he's safe, and like all of the things that are a temptation for parents with special needs kids. It's a temptation for kids who are typically developing as well, but is even more so with special needs, because they're not going to be able to have the autonomy or the ability to take care of themselves. Maybe, we don't know. And those types of things can get us so burdened and carry something that we are never meant to carry. And so I just want to encourage you that this is where Jesus has talked about love and joy and wanting to give us life more abundantly. And all of those things can still happen if you have a child with special needs. It is not it's not devoid in a family with special needs. It's actually, there is lots of love and joy that can be found in this journey with your child who is different and who carries needs that aren't typical. And so I really wanted to encourage, if any of you are in that place where you're just like, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, I'm so done, I'm done. It's okay to just survive. Your children are alive, they're fed, they're sleeping, they've had water. Woo! Number 2, breathe and allow yourself the time and the grace to go through the process, so that when you get to the finish line of whatever you're dealing with, you will see the wisdom that you have gained over that slow process. And don't expecting yourself to get to the finish line faster means you miss so much on the journey. So don't stress yourself out that way. And that's where the thriving happens. And then the other thing is just hold on to, cling to the promises that Jesus gives us. Jesus loves our kids more than we do. And so if we can get all stressed out and worried, but he already knows the plan he has for their lives, I cling to the hand of God and say, lead me, guide me, show me what to do. And if there's no still voice going, go this way, then I am on the path that he already wants me to go on. And there's such peace in knowing that you are where you're supposed to be. and that God is alongside. He is the best mentor and He is the best person to go to with all of these concerns that you have. And it's amazing how He points you in the direction that you never, ever, ever would have found if it wasn't for His leading and guiding. So I hope and I pray that that is an encouragement to you, that you will be able to take that mantle up and give yourself the gift of recuperation, of slow and steady wins the race, and clinging to a God who loves your kids more than you do. I'll talk to you later.